My ex-girlfriend, who I had broken up with half a year ago, called me crying and said she was pregnant. I casually said, "Oh. What's your attitude? I'm pregnant here. What does your pregnancy have to do with me? Don't you remember the time we had sex last time? Come on, you were drunk and lying on the street. Did I get you pregnant just by slapping you twice? Everyone's constitution is different. Get the hell out of here." Bang bang bang. I opened my eyes, pulled up the rolling shutter door, and waved my hand to disperse the dust in the air. Who the hell is this idiot knocking on my door so early in the morning? A person stood in the sunlight. Because of the backlight, I couldn't clearly see her face. I shielded the light with my hand and then realized it was my ex-girlfriend, Ava. Are you crazy? It's so early in the morning. Daddy! That shout startled me. I looked down, and a little girl around 5 or 6 years old was standing beside Ava. Don't call me that randomly. I looked at Ava again. What's going on here? This is your child. Bullshit. You called me last week saying you were pregnant, and today there's already such a big kid. Is she Neza? This is really your child. Get the hell out of here right now. After saying that, I was about to pull down the rolling shutter door. She grabbed the bottom of the door. No, hey, don't close the door. I have something serious to talk to you about. I pulled the door hard. I don't want to listen. You never tell the truth. I'm telling the truth this time. I suddenly let go of the door. She pushed the door all the way up to the ceiling. The huge noise startled her, and the child also started crying loudly. I'm asking you, what did you tell me when we broke up? She lowered her head. Speak up. She still didn't respond. You told me that the state council contacted you and asked you to work as a receptionist there, so you couldn't date me anymore because it might leak state secrets. Is that even a reasonable thing to say? Then you called me a few days ago saying you were pregnant. We were together for 3 years. Did I even touch you with a single finger? And today you brought this thing here and said it's my child. Look, if you don't like me anymore and have someone else in mind, you can just tell me directly. We can part ways amicably. Don't treat me like a fool, okay? Is it against the law to tell the truth? Will telling the truth get you struck by lightning? After I finished venting, she sniffled, soothed the child until she stopped crying, then looked up at me and said, "James, I really have something serious to talk to you about." Something serious? You still have something serious? I looked at her luggage, big and small. What's this? Are you going to start working at the state council? Okay, you don't believe anything I say now, but it doesn't matter. I'm just asking you one thing. Please take care of this child for me. Just for a week. I'll come back and take the child away after a week. Get lost. I'm not available. When she wasn't paying attention, I quickly pulled down the door and locked it, ignoring her banging and shouting. James, open the door. You heartless bastard. You won't even help me with such a small thing. I'm heartless. I'm a dog. I'm not worthy of you, okay? Can you just get the hell out of here? I shouted inside the room. You've changed. You weren't like this before. Yes, I was stupid before, but now I've become smarter. What's wrong with that? James, you son of a bitch. I opened a pack of instant noodles and poured hot water into it, not being affected at all. After 5 minutes of silence outside the door, I thought she had left. Then a soft little voice came. Doesn't Daddy want me anymore? Damn it. My hand shook, and I got scalded. Damn it, what did Ava brainwash this child with? Why does she think I'm her father? James, I'll give you money. Huh? Come out. I'll pay you 100,000 yuan to take care of her for 7 days. I'll cover the cost of her food and accommodation separately. I'll give it to you when I come back. Who the hell wants your stinking money? Aren't you going to treat your illness? You've been delaying the treatment for so long just because you don't have the money. Take this money and go treat your illness. I touched my nose. She was telling the truth. I really needed this money. I opened the door. The 2 women, one big and one small, were still standing there quietly. Give me the money first. Unexpectedly, she really transferred 100,000 yuan to me. She squatted down and hugged the child. There were already tears in the corners of her eyes. Is she really that emotional? Could this really be her child? It's impossible. The child is already so old, and I've never seen this child when we were dating. Mommy, don't you want me anymore? Mommy is going out of town to take care of some business. You stay with Daddy these few days and be a good girl and listen to Daddy, okay? Hey, don't teach the child wrongly. I'm not her father. Ava stood up, wiped away her tears, and said, "Thank you. I'll come back to pick up the child as soon as I'm done with my business. Just 7 days. Not a single day more. I brought the child into the room and started chatting with her while eating the instant noodles. What's your name? Olivia. What's your last name? The child tilted her head and thought for a while, but she didn't know. Olivia? Are you made of silver? She obviously didn't get my little joke and looked at me in confusion. How old are you? I'm 5 years old. After saying that, she rubbed her stomach, and there was a growling sound from her stomach. Are you hungry? Here, have some instant noodles. Just as I was about to serve her some instant noodles, I heard her say, Mommy said I can't eat instant noodles. They're not healthy, and people who eat them will die quickly. That almost choked me to death with the instant noodles in my mouth. Then what do you want to eat? I want to eat steamed buns. Okay, I'll go out and buy you some steamed buns. Thank you, Daddy. I opened the closed door again. Don't call me Daddy. And stay put. Don't run around. Don't touch anything. When I came back, I was stunned. Is this still my mahjong parlor? I looked at my watch again. I really had only been out for 10 minutes. The trash was on the bed, the quilt was on the floor, the pots and pans were in the toilet, and the plunger was on the wall. Little brat, does your mother work in the demolition business? It's too dirty here. Mommy said it's unhygienic and will make people sick, so I was cleaning it for you. Your mother sure does talk a lot. I laid the little rascal on the bed and told her not to move, and then I started cleaning up as quickly as possible. Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to open for business later. The regular customers who came to play mahjong were all curious about this little girl. They all asked me if she was my daughter and said she looked like me. I directly said it was bad luck. If I really had such a daughter, I might as well kill myself. 3 days later, the little girl got familiar with me and also with the customers in the mahjong parlor. Daddy, I want to go out and play. Don't call me Daddy. And you're not allowed to go out and play. Hey, James, these are all regular customers. There's no need to hide it from us. Your daughter is so pretty. I turned around. William, shut up. If you don't focus on playing mahjong, you'll lose all your underwear. William smiled. Hey, I've got a winning hand. Self-drawn. He called Olivia over and affectionately stroked her head. Here's 10 yuan for you. Go buy some candies. Looking at Olivia bouncing away, I could only helplessly shout, come back after you buy the candies. Don't go too far. I was busy in the store and soon forgot about Olivia. But I can't be blamed for that. Who can get used to suddenly having a daughter right away? Hey, whose child is this? Whose child is this? I went outside and saw that Olivia was lying in the mud. Under her was a big yellow dog, whimpering. Olivia was trying hard to open the dog's mouth and putting candies into its mouth one by one. Damn it. I rushed out in 3 steps at a time. Next door was a small restaurant, and the big yellow dog belonged to them. Fortunately, this dog was gentle. If it were another dog, it would have resisted already. I pulled Olivia up immediately. The big yellow dog quickly ran away and even barked at me a couple of times as if to say thank you. As a result, it spat out 2 pieces of fructose. Are you crazy? What if it bit you? Why are you bullying it? I wanted to give the dog some candies. Can dogs eat candies? Did you ask the dog's opinion? What if it bit you? Can't you just stay put? If you can't, get out. Wah, Olivia was scared by me and started crying loudly. As she cried, the candy in her mouth fell into her throat, and her little face turned red. I quickly used the Heimlich maneuver, and finally managed to make her spit out the candy. But Olivia cried even louder. Can you stop crying? I can't take it anymore. I'm going to call your mother and ask her to come and pick you up right away. You're not nice. You're not my daddy. I took out my phone and called Ava. Well, you're right. I'm really not your dad. You're not nice. You don't want me. Daddy doesn't want me anymore. Stop crying. The more I scolded her, the harder she cried. The call went through. Ava, I don't care where you are. Come back right now and take the child away. I'll return the money to you. James, I really can't come back. I'm begging you. Please take care of her for a few more days. I promise I'll come back and pick up the child as soon as I can. The customers in the mahjong parlor came out to have a look when they heard the commotion and helped me soothe the child. James, this won't do. You can't scold the child like this. She's so young. What does she know? You have to coax her. I'll coax her, my ass. After saying this, I got in the car and left the mahjong parlor. When I came back, it was already past 9 o'clock in the evening. The people in the store were all regular customers. They would close the door for me when they left. As for the money, they wouldn't cheat me, and I wasn't short of that little bit either. When I entered the room, I saw that there was only one table of customers left. The landlady of the restaurant next door was holding Olivia and sitting on a chair. Olivia was holding a big chicken drumstick in her hand. Looking at Olivia's red and swollen eyes, I felt a bit soft-hearted. Where did you get the chicken drumstick? The auntie gave it to me. Did you thank her? Yes. I snatched the chicken drumstick from her hand and put it in my mouth. She looked at me with a wronged expression but didn't cry. She must have been scared of being scolded by me. Just kidding. Do you think I'd really take your food? After giving the chicken drumstick back to her, Olivia stopped looking at me. All she could see was the chicken drumstick. I hadn't eaten all day and was starving. After looking around, I could only make another bowl of instant noodles. Now that you're back, I'll go. You should be a bit more patient with the child. I stood up. Thank you, Arya. Hey, it's really difficult for you, a grown man, to take care of a child. Where's the child's mother? I sighed. I guess she's at the state council. I swear, these past few days have been the most fucking torturous 7 days I've ever had. This child was really annoying at first, and after getting familiar with me, she became even more of a handful. When someone was playing mahjong, she would sit on the table and build a great wall with the mahjong tiles. She liked to stand behind others and read their cards from left to right, showing that she could read. She dragged the big yellow dog next door to do the bunny hop dance, and the dog's legs almost cramped. Fortunately, the time was up. Ava would come to pick up the child tomorrow. I took Olivia to a big supermarket and bought her a big bag of snacks and a school bag full of toys. After all, she gave me 100,000 yuan. I had to give the child something as a token of my appreciation when she left. Early the next morning, I dialed Ava's number. When are you coming to pick up the child? James, I'm really sorry. I've run into a little problem here. Please take care of her for another 3 days. Come on, you really don't tell a single truth, do you? I don't want to either. Really, just 3 days. I'll give you an extra 50,000 yuan, okay? Alipay received 50,000 yuan. Well, okay then. Just 3 more days. Be more reliable. If you don't come to pick up the child, I'll send her to an orphanage. Don't worry. It's just 3 days. Olivia and I stared at each other. Where's mommy? Your mom won't be back until 3 days later. I gently scraped the tip of her little nose. Go to sleep. Where did we leave off in yesterday's story? 3 days later, the number you have dialed cannot be reached for the moment. The number you have dialed is powered off. The number you have dialed is powered off. After that, I called Ava every day until her phone ran out of credit and was shut down. Damn it, I think I've been scammed. Ava disappeared. She didn't answer the phone or reply to my WeChat messages. I looked at the 150,000 yuan in my account and then at this little kid in front of me. No matter how I looked at it, I felt like I had been taken advantage of. Mommy, doesn't she want me anymore? Olivia looked at me with tears in her eyes, looking very wronged. I was unusually gentle for once. No, your mom is just busy with something. She'll be back in a few days. Let me tell you, your mom works at the state council. Do you know what the state council is? It's a big organization, and she's really busy. Bang bang bang. Someone was knocking on the door early in the morning again. Judging by the rhythm of the knocking, it couldn't be Ava. I put Olivia, who was on me, aside. She turned over and continued to sleep. The moment I opened the door, I was stunned. Mom, Dad, why are you two here? What, can't we come and see you? Daddy, who is it? Olivia rubbed her sleepy eyes and faced my parents, with all 6 of us looking at each other. Come on, tell us what's going on. My dad sat on the stool, my mom sat on the bed, and Olivia sat in my mom's arms, picking at her toenails. Look, I've already told you. It's really just a friend who asked me to take care of the child for a few days. The child of your friend calls you daddy? No, the child is just calling for fun. My friend really asked me to take care of her. Look, she even transferred 150,000 yuan to me. Bang! My dad slapped the table. Do you think we're senile? Someone transfers you so much money just to take care of a child. Did they get the money from thin air? My dad stood up and his finger was almost poking at my face. You've been loafing around all day, not learning anything good. You just run this crappy mahjong parlor and muddle through your days. Now you've even got an illegitimate child. Are you going to live like this for the rest of your life? I got angry too. What's wrong with me running a mahjong parlor? Isn't running a mahjong parlor a legitimate job? I've been telling you to find a proper job, but you didn't listen. You got that disease and almost killed yourself. Even after you quit that job, you still don't know what's good or bad. What kind of people are those who play mahjong all day long? You just hang out with them and keep muddling along. I stood up abruptly. What's wrong with my last job? Tell me, what's wrong with my last job? I clenched my fists with my eyes red. His dad, stop talking. Why can't I talk? Look at you now. You might as well be dead. I might as well pretend I don't have a son like you and save myself the trouble. I let you run this mahjong parlor, I let you. While scolding me, my dad smashed my mahjong machine. I just sat there with my head down, smoking a cigarette. I didn't try to stop him or dodge. Several mahjong tiles hit my head, and blood flowed down my face. Daddy, what's wrong with you? Olivia broke free from my mom's arms, ran up to me, stood on tiptoe, and wiped the blood off my face with her hand while crying. I picked Olivia up and gently patted her on the back. My dad also calmed down. Afraid of scaring the child, he scolded me a few more times and then left. My mom also started crying. Your dad and I took a train for more than 20 hours to come and see you, and this is what we get. After saying that, she sobbed as she carried the green vegetables and potatoes from our hometown that she had brought into the room and left with her hand covering her mouth. Daddy, don't Grandma and Grandpa want you anymore? I threw away the cigarette butt and wiped away my tears. It's okay. Daddy's not crying. Even if they don't want you, Olivia wants you. I hugged Olivia and held her even tighter. From then on, my relationship with Olivia improved a bit, but I knew that I couldn't keep taking care of her like this for the rest of my life. I had already ended up in such a state myself, barely able to support myself by running the mahjong parlor. How could I afford to raise a child on top of that? What would I do if Ava really never came back? Olivia is still young now, but what about when she gets a bit older? How will she go to school? How will she live? Will she live in this crappy mahjong parlor like me? So, even though I've gotten much closer to her during this time, I can't really be her father. It would be fine if Ava came back. If she didn't, I'd still have to send her to an orphanage. Today, Aria's small restaurant next door moved to a new place and left me all the things that were inconvenient to take away or weren't worth much. I also helped them move things for a whole day and was exhausted. After cooking a meal for Olivia, I collapsed onto the bed and fell asleep in a daze. But I didn't sleep very soundly. I could always hear the sound of click, click. I managed to open my eyes. Olivia, what are you playing with? As soon as I said this, cold sweat broke out all over my body. Olivia was playing with the long stem lighter that Aria didn't want anymore. Olivia, don't play with fire. I shouted. Olivia turned to look at me, but she didn't turn off the fire in her hand. Olivia set the posters and stickers on the wall on fire. Watching the flames shooting up, my whole body was shaking. The falling ashes then ignited the tablecloth and the curtains. In no time, there were several places on fire. Olivia, come back quickly. Olivia was also scared and ran into my arms. Sweat was dripping down my face in big drops, and my mind seemed to stop working. I felt dizzy, and everything around me seemed to be spinning. At the same time, it became difficult for me to breathe. Trembling, I took out my phone and wanted to call the police, but my hand slipped and I didn't hold it firmly. The phone fell directly beside the fire. Although there was still some distance between me and the fire, I didn't dare to pick it up. Olivia, you go out first, hurry up and get out. Olivia didn't leave. She just hugged me and cried. No, I had to send Olivia out. I picked up Olivia and got out of bed. As soon as my feet touched the ground, it was as if I was stepping on cotton. My whole legs were weak, and I collapsed to the ground at once. Daddy, what's wrong with you? Get up. My heart was pounding so hard that it seemed to jump out of my throat, and the scene in front of me changed. It wasn't my small mahjong parlor at all. There was fire all around, a big fire, and I was standing alone in the middle of the fire. I could feel the intense heat and pain of the fire burning my body, but I just couldn't move, not even a single finger. I don't know how I got out. I heard others say that a kind-hearted person heard Olivia crying and saw the firelight in the room. So they used a fire axe to break open the rolling shutter door and rescued both of us. The fire didn't spread further and was put out by the surrounding people with the car-mounted fire extinguishers. Those kind-hearted people left after making sure that Olivia and I weren't injured. And I was still immersed in fear, and I didn't have time to thank them. Yes, I'm afraid of fire. I have post-traumatic stress disorder, also known as PTSD, and this is the disease I've been trying to treat. My PTSD is very serious. This disease can be treated, but I don't have the money. Olivia beside me tugged at the corner of my clothes, and I trembled involuntarily. Daddy, it's all my fault. She cried with a wronged expression. I held Olivia in my arms. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. Don't play with fire in the future. I can be said to have been saved by this little girl. If it weren't for her crying desperately in the room, I would probably have been burned to death in there. After experiencing the fire incident, I reflected on it. Whether Ava comes back or not, I have to send her away. I don't have the ability to take care of her now. If a few more such things happen and something really goes wrong with the child, how can I explain it to Ava? But every time I look at Olivia's cute and innocent face and hear her chirping and calling me daddy, I can't bear to do it. I can only barely manage like this for now, and at the same time, I pay more attention to Olivia's affairs myself to make sure nothing goes wrong with the child while she's with me. Looking at the vegetables in the supermarket, I was thinking about whether to buy more meat for Olivia to nourish her body. After all, the child is in the period of growing up. Someone patted me on the back. James? I turned around and was stunned for a moment. Emma? Emma is my high school classmate. To be blunt, we had some feelings for each other back then. It's just that our universities were too far apart, and we gradually lost touch. I didn't expect to meet her here. What a coincidence. I nodded. Yeah, it is a coincidence. We haven't seen each other for almost 10 years, right? Yeah. What are you busy with now? I scratched my head awkwardly. Nothing much. I opened a small store by myself. How about you? I just came back from London. The pressure there was too great, so I'm thinking of developing here. There was an awkward moment, and I didn't know what to talk about. Well, see you then? Okay. The moment our bodies passed each other, we both turned around at the same time. Why don't we add each other on WeChat? Why don't we add each other on WeChat? We looked at each other and smiled. I'll scan you. I'll scan you. I smiled and brought up my QR code. We're quite in sync. Haha. By the way, are you busy tonight? How about having dinner together? Sure. During dinner in the evening, the two of us had a great chat. We talked about the memories of our high school days and also complained to each other about the troublesome things we encountered after we separated. Before we knew it, it was already past 10 o'clock. I slapped my forehead and suddenly remembered that Olivia was still at home and hadn't eaten. Sorry. There's something at home. I was having so much fun chatting that I didn't check the time. I have to go back for a while. Okay. Send me a message on WeChat if you have anything. When I got home, Olivia was lying on the bed like a lump of fat. Daddy, I'm starving to death. I bought you food. I had something to do today and came back late. The little one wolfed down the food and sniffled. What's wrong? Doesn't the food taste good? No. You smell nice. Smell nice? What kind of smell? The smell of perfume. I patted the back of her head and told her to eat quickly. This kid really has a good nose. In the next few evenings, I would hold my phone and chat with Emma, and then giggle stupidly. I didn't want to pay attention to Olivia no matter how annoying or noisy she was. At the same time, the number of times I met Emma increased, and I finally mustered up the courage to confess my love to her, hoping to rekindle the relationship we had in high school. After receiving her reply with an approving and shy emoji, I was happier than Olivia and acted more like a child. Olivia, I still have some work to do tonight and may come back a bit late. Will you be good at home by yourself? What time will you be back, Daddy? Soon. The food is on the table. Eat when you're hungry and go to bed if you're sleepy. You don't have to wait for me. When I met Emma, I handed the bouquet of flowers to her. She was very happy and murmured, I heard from Henry that you were here. This time when I came here to develop, I thought that if we were destined, we would definitely meet, and if we met, we would be together. I was very touched by her words. Emma, it's so nice to meet you. You still call me Emma? What should I call you then? Daddy. I was stunned. When I looked up, I saw Olivia running towards our table with her two little pigtails swaying. Emma, listen to my explanation. I grabbed Emma, who was about to slam the door and leave. What do you want to explain? She's really not my daughter. No, I'm really not her father. A friend just left the child with me to take care of. Humph. She looked at me with complete disbelief. Really? If I already had a child, how could I confess my love to you? I swear. If she's my child, I'll be yours. Daddy. I kicked Olivia away. Why are you everywhere? Are you a joker invited by the Monkey King? Are you sent by God to punish me? Emma didn't continue to pester me. She walked up to Olivia, squatted down, and said, "Little friend, I'm asking you, what's the relationship between that man and you?" "He's my daddy." Emma looked at me. "It's not good for little kids to lie. He's not your daddy." "He is my daddy, he is my daddy, he is my daddy." Olivia cried out and even pushed Emma, making her fall down. "Olivia! Don't push the auntie." I rushed over quickly. "Emma, are you okay?" Slap. A clear slap landed on my face, and I was stunned. "Don't you hit my daddy." Olivia came over and pushed Emma. "Ugly woman, you're not as pretty as my mommy. Mommy wouldn't bear to hit daddy, but you actually hit my daddy." Emma pointed at Olivia, then at me, and tears welled up in her eyes at once. She angrily waved her hand and left. Olivia stood on the road, with her hands on her hips, looking like a female general who had won a battle. "Daddy, from now on she'll never." I said, "I'm not your daddy." I roared and raged. "Get out. Go find your dead mother. I'm not your daddy. Don't pester me. What kind of sin did I commit in my last life to meet you in this life? My parents came to see me, and you made them leave angrily. I finally managed to have a girlfriend, and you messed it up. My mom hasn't come to see me for 5 years." I didn't know if I was saying these words to her or to myself. When I got really excited, I also wanted to squat on the ground and cry. But I knew I couldn't cry because Olivia was crying even louder than me. When we got home, Olivia stopped crying, and I didn't want to pay attention to her either. I turned off the lights and got into bed to sleep. She could do whatever she wanted. I don't know when I fell asleep, but I was woken up by a gust of cold wind. Olivia wasn't beside me. "Olivia, where are you?" There was no answer. "Olivia." I called again, but still no one said anything. I turned on the light and saw that the door was open. The cold wind was blowing into the room continuously, and Olivia's figure was already gone from the room. I was like crazy, searching for Olivia's figure on the street. It was almost 12 o'clock. Where could this child have gone? I asked the surrounding neighbors, and they all said they hadn't seen her. I went to the places where Olivia usually liked to play, but she wasn't there either. "Olivia. Olivia, Daddy was wrong. I'm sorry, okay? Olivia, come out. Daddy was wrong. Daddy shouldn't have shouted at you." I searched from a little after 11 o'clock until a little after 3 o'clock in the morning, but I didn't find her. The wind was particularly strong tonight. It made my head ache, and the sound couldn't travel far. My palms were covered in cold sweat, and all I could think about was whether Olivia was in danger. It's so dark on this road. What if she was hit by a car? It's so late. What if there were human traffickers who abducted Olivia? It's all my fault, it's all fucking my fault. I slapped myself hard twice. When I was really tired from walking, I sat at the crossroads and smoked several cigarettes in a row. After resting for a while, I continued to search. Ding-ling-ling. I glanced at my phone. It was Emma. "Olivia is with me." When Emma opened the door, I rushed in and hugged Olivia in my arms. "How are you? Are you hurt?" Seeing that she wasn't hurt, a surge of anger welled up in my heart, and I gave her buttocks several hard slaps. Then, seeing her red and tearful eyes, I couldn't bring myself to hit her anymore. That's when I noticed that Emma's eyes were also red. How did she end up with you?" After listening to Emma's description, I couldn't quite describe the feeling in my heart. After running out of the house, Olivia went to the shopping mall where we had dinner. But the mall was closed, so she kept slapping the glass door of the mall. After the security guard found her, he asked her what she was doing. She cried and shouted that she wanted to go to the restaurant where we had dinner in the evening, and no matter how they tried to soothe her, it didn't work. There was really no other way, so the security guard contacted their leader. After hearing the situation, the leader contacted the person in charge of the restaurant. Olivia told the person in charge that she was looking for the big sister who had dinner there that evening. Fortunately, Emma had left her phone number when making the reservation, so the restaurant was able to contact Emma and ask her to come and pick up Olivia. When the child saw Emma, she started crying loudly, saying that she had lied to Emma, that she was fake, that I wasn't her father, and begged Emma to make up with me quickly. She said that I didn't say a word when I got home and that she was scared. She asked Emma to be with me, and she promised that she would be good from then on and never call me daddy again. Emma gave me a resentful look. I knew she had misunderstood. She thought I had asked Olivia to do this. In her heart, I was a scumbag who made my own daughter cry and beg her to get back together with me. There really was no way to explain this matter at this point. Sorry for causing you so much trouble. Thank you. Thank you for helping me find Olivia. After saying this, I left Emma's house. When I reached downstairs, I looked back at the window of her house and could still see her standing on the balcony, watching me leave. And Olivia, from then on, really stopped calling me Daddy. Uncle James, I want to go to the orphanage. The potato that I hadn't put into my mouth fell to the ground. Are you sure? She nodded. I took a few bites of my meal. In fact, this was the best solution. I could go to the police station and report Olivia's mother as missing, and then send the child to the orphanage. Olivia could receive better care there than with me, and she would be safer and healthier. To be selfish, I could also explain the situation clearly to Emma. After all, if I were really her father, the orphanage wouldn't accept her, right? Do you really want to go to the orphanage? She nodded again. Her tears were like beads falling off a broken string, but she didn't make a sound. I stroked her head. Actually, I didn't want to part with her either, but this choice was indeed the best for both of us. Especially now that she had brought up the idea of going to the orphanage herself, it relieved my psychological burden even more. I packed up the things she used and her favorite toys, and then went to the supermarket to buy her a lot of candies. Then I handed her over to the teacher at the orphanage. When I came out of the orphanage, I wanted to take one last look at her. Olivia. I called her, but she didn't turn around. The teacher stopped and motioned for Olivia to look back at me, but she still didn't turn around. I smiled awkwardly at the teacher and left. The mahjong parlor was closed. I didn't have the mood to open it for business. Every day, I just drank, slept when I was drunk, and drank again when I woke up. The little figure that used to be in the corner where she often played was gone, and the calls of "Daddy, Daddy" were no longer in my ears. I felt very lost. I turned over and rolled to the side where Olivia used to sleep. Under the pillow against the wall was a small iron box, which was the box where Olivia hid her candies. She loved eating candies. I was afraid that she would get cavities, so I didn't let her eat too many. She would hide the candies and eat them secretly. I knew about it, but I didn't expose her. I picked up the iron box. There were still 4 pieces of fructose in it. She hadn't had a chance to eat them. There was another box under the iron box. I picked it up. It was an identical box, and it was filled with candies. I smiled. This little girl was quite smart. She knew how to use the upper box to cover up the lower one. I turned the box over and saw the 2 characters, Daddy, written crookedly with a watercolor pen at the bottom of the box. Only then did I realize that this box of candies was left for me by Olivia. Not long after, my mother came to see me again. This time, my father didn't come. My mother bought a lot of children's clothes and supplies. When I saw those, I quickly turned around and wiped my eyes with my sleeve. Where's my granddaughter? Mom, there's no such thing as a granddaughter. I've told you already. That's not my child. I don't care. I'm just asking you, where's my granddaughter? Under my mother's questioning, I told her the truth. I told her everything about Ava asking me to take care of the child, and finally losing contact with her, and that I really couldn't take good care of Olivia, so I sent the child to the orphanage. My mother wiped her tears as she listened. I don't care. Anyway, you have to send these clothes and other things to my granddaughter. I quickly agreed and said I would send them the next day. My mother also said, in fact, for this child, it's not about expecting anything from her parents, like delicious food, nice drinks, a good house, or a good education. In fact, the child just wants to have a mom and a dad. Now that her mother can't be found, and she has lost you as her father, how sad she must be. How pitiful the child is. How about you pick her up and bring her back? You can't let the child be an orphan at such a young age. When the word orphan was mentioned, I thought of Ava again. She seemed to be an orphan. I looked at my mother. What about my dad? I'll talk to your father when I get home. He just has a bad temper, but he's really kind-hearted. When he knows about this situation, he will definitely let you adopt her. Then your father and I will come over and help you take care of the child. Okay. This time, I couldn't hold back and cried for a long time in front of my mother. When I got to the orphanage, Olivia refused to see me no matter what. The teacher tried to persuade her for a long time, but it was useless. I knew that Olivia was still angry with me. The teacher led me into Olivia's room. She was so small, lying on the bed with her whole head buried in the bedding. Olivia, Daddy was wrong. Will you come home with Daddy? She shook her head vigorously. I wanted to pick her up. As soon as I touched her, tears welled up in my eyes. It had only been a few days, and the child had already lost so much weight. Daddy was wrong. Come home with Daddy, okay? Daddy can't live without you. I don't want to go. I'm not going home. Then tell Daddy what I have to do for you to come with me. Olivia turned around and mumbled for a long time before I could hear clearly. If that sister agrees to be with you and you both come to pick me up, then I'll go. When I saw Emma again, I was embarrassed, confused, and at a loss. Now the problem was right here. If I wanted to pick up Olivia, I had to make Emma believe me that Olivia really had nothing to do with me, win back Emma's heart, and make Emma be with me. But after Emma was with me, the first thing I would think about was picking up Olivia. Even though Olivia wasn't my biological child, I had already become her father. For Emma, in this case, would become that single father with a child again. There was no difference, and she would still be angry. If she was angry, she would leave me. And if she left me, Olivia would run back to the orphanage again. It was a deadlock that couldn't be solved. Emma first listened to my description. I told her everything from beginning to end without missing a single word. I even told her that Ava was my ex-girlfriend, hoping to get her forgiveness. Actually, what I really care about isn't that you have a daughter. She paused. It's that you didn't tell me about such a big thing. I'm angry that you hid it from me. I hung my head in shame, not knowing what to say. But Olivia is such a poor child. Last time, she came to me crying so hard that her voice was hoarse, just to make me get back together with you. Let's pick her up first. Do you agree? Yeah, I agree. I was so excited that I picked Emma up and spun her around several times. It was still the same restaurant as last time. This time, however, there was the little Olivia. When she smiled, her eyes were curved like crescent moons. She really wasn't shy when it came to eating and didn't need anyone to take care of her at all. Emma and I rested our heads on our hands and looked at her kindly. The scene was just like a happy family of three. Auntie Emma, I want to tell you a secret. What kind of secret is it? I leaned in too. Can I listen to it? Olivia nodded. Actually, Auntie Ava isn't my real mom. Pfft, I thought it was something important. Of course I know she isn't your real mom. Unless you're really Neza. Then who is your real mom? My real mom is named Luna. Luna? Why does this name sound so familiar to me? I begged Olivia for a long time before she agreed to show me a photo of Luna. I was so curious. I'm sure I've heard of or seen this person, but I can't remember where I heard the name. She took out a photo from a very hidden compartment in her small suitcase. The photo was facing away from us. You have to promise me that you won't tell Auntie Ava that I showed you the photo. Auntie Ava told me to say that she's my real mom. Emma and I looked at each other. Okay. Olivia confirmed with us again. You can't lie to me. Auntie Ava said that only if I say I'm her daughter will Daddy want me. Emma gave me several looks with her eyes again. But this time there was no malice in her eyes. It was just pure teasing. When we saw the photo, I was stunned, and Emma was stunned. Then she fixed her gaze firmly on me, asking me to explain what was going on with the photo. There were two people in the photo, me and Luna. At that time, Luna was pregnant. I remembered. Luna was a woman I saved before. The bus she was on overturned when it was driving on a mountain road. She was holding onto the rocks by the edge of the cliff with both hands and was about to fall off. I pulled her up, then carried her and ran down the mountain. Finally, we came across a car and I sent her to the hospital. Fortunately, she only had some scratches on her body, and the baby was also okay. When we were about to part, she said she wanted to take a photo with me, and I agreed. Mom said that he is my daddy. Olivia pointed at me in the photo. After hearing my explanation, Emma also understood. I couldn't possibly be Olivia's father. Maybe Luna thought that since I saved the child's life, in order to make the child remember and be grateful to me, she told the child that I was her father. But if that's the case, who is her real father? Then I thought again, if the child really believed it, then she really thought I was her father. Then during the previous period when I shouted at her, scolded her, and said I didn't want her, how heartbroken she must have been. I gently stroked Olivia's head affectionately. It's all right now. We found your daddy, and Daddy will never leave you again. How about you and Olivia move to my place? Emma lowered her head, and her face turned red. Ah, is that okay? Don't get me wrong. The house I rent has 2 bedrooms. The other room is empty anyway. I feel sorry for Olivia and don't want her to squeeze into a small bed with you. Okay, okay. I smiled like a fool. On the day of the move, I asked Emma to help me take care of Olivia while I went back to the store to move things. When I was halfway through moving, I received a call from the police station. Are you James? Yes, I am. What's your relationship with Ava? Friends. She's dead. Come to the police station. The police told me that Ava died of illness, in the late stage of lung cancer. She had a letter for me. Without having time to digest this news, I opened the letter with trembling hands. James, I hope you're happy when you read this letter. By the time you receive this letter, I should have left this world. I'm sorry that I wasn't able to come back to pick up Olivia. You always said that I never told the truth. So I won't talk to you. I'm writing you this letter instead. I promise you that every word in this letter is true. The first truth is that I love you. I love you so much. But half a year ago, I was diagnosed with lung cancer, in the late stage. So I made up such a ridiculous excuse to break up with you. I didn't want to drag you down, and I didn't want you to see how haggard I would be before I died. I wanted to stay beautiful in your heart forever. I thought that my life would just end like this, and I would just find a place with good feng shui and wait for death quietly. But the arrival of Olivia made me realize that I had to settle her down before I died. Olivia's mother is named Luna. You know her, but you probably don't know that I know her too. Luna and I grew up in the same orphanage. We had a really good relationship back then. Olivia is an illegitimate child. The man ran away when he found out that Luna was pregnant and didn't want to take responsibility. He never showed up again. Luna got sick and passed away. She left Olivia to me. But what could I do? At that time, I didn't dare to tell Luna that I was also sick and didn't have much time left. I was afraid of upsetting her. I could only promise her that I would take good care of Olivia. Just when I was worried, Luna gave me a photo of you two, saying that it was for Olivia and telling Olivia that the man in the photo was her father. When I saw the photo, I finally felt at ease. I knew that as long as I handed Olivia over to you, you would definitely take good care of her. You're a good person, and I believe in you. You're usually carefree and swear a lot, but you have a kind heart. That's why I called you with the excuse of being pregnant, came into your life, and brought Olivia to you, asking you to take care of her for me. That day in front of your house, I was really afraid that you wouldn't want Olivia. If that happened, I really wouldn't have had any other options. Fortunately, you're greedy for money. Hee hee. If I had known that you would do the job once you received the money, I wouldn't have gone to so much trouble. James, I know it's unfair to you to forcefully entrust Olivia to you. But I'm sorry. I really had no other choice. I wrote this letter in advance. If my treatment was successful and I survived, I would definitely come to pick up Olivia and wouldn't trouble you anymore in the future. If you're reading this letter, it means that I'm dead. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I have to ask you one more shameless thing. For the sake of our wonderful time together, please help me take good care of Olivia and help Luna take good care of Olivia. Goodbye, James. I love you. Ava, who loves you. After reading this letter, the front of my clothes was soaked with tears. How stupid I was. Why didn't I notice it earlier? No one would break up with such a ridiculous excuse. She must have had her reasons, but I didn't realize it. And the 150,000 yuan she gave me was the money for her treatment. How could I have accepted it? I walked out of the police station shakily. My phone rang. It was Emma calling. I answered the phone, but I couldn't really hear or focus on what she was saying on the other end. I could only respond with some absent-minded hums and haws. James, can you hear me clearly? James, where are you? Talk to me. Can you hear me? James. James. What's wrong with you? Can you hear me? I can. I forced myself to come to my senses. Come home quickly. There's a fire downstairs. Olivia and I are trapped. Come home quickly. When I got home, I saw black smoke rising around Emma's building. The fire was on the 11th floor, and Emma lived on the 14th floor. It seemed that the fire was about to spread to the 14th floor. There were fire engines parked in the community, but because the fire lane was occupied, the fire engines couldn't drive in easily. The high-pressure water guns could just reach the floor where the fire was, but with this amount of water, it was far from enough. They couldn't even stop the fire from spreading. Looking at the towering flames, my legs went weak and I fell to the ground. I felt dizzy, my heart was beating faster, and it was difficult to breathe. The images in my head started flashing again. I knew that my PTSD had flared up again. I forced myself to move forward step by step. I had to save Olivia. I had to save Emma. Sir, you can't go any further. It's dangerous ahead. A firefighter stopped me. I seemed not to hear his words and still walked forward step by step. Sir, you can't go through there. It's Dan, James? I looked at the person. Lucas? What are you doing here? I slapped away the arm he was using to support me. Cut the crap. Give me a set of equipment. No, that's definitely not possible. James, you have to trust us. I pointed at the top of the building and choked up. My daughter and my girlfriend are up there. Give me a set of equipment and let me save them. No, definitely not. Give it to me. I roared at Lucas. No, you have PTSD. I don't care if I have the worst SD in the world. I used to be a firefighter. Give it to me, give it to me. Lucas was a team member under me. In the past, I was his captain. He looked at his comrades coming and going. There were indeed not enough people, so he could only grit his teeth. All right, but you have to promise me one thing. I'll go up with you, and you can't separate from me. The flames filling the sky swept over Lucas and me wildly even through our fire-resistant suits. When we reached the 13th floor, a man's cry for help came from behind the door. You go to save him, and I'll keep going up. No, you promised me that you wouldn't separate from me. You go to save the person. I'll continue the search and rescue upstairs. Do you understand? Then I'll go with you to the 14th floor to save people first. I kicked him hard. You're a firefighter. Save the person closest to you. Do I need to teach you that? But you. Stop being so naggy. If you keep it up, the person will be gone. I'll come and help you after I save him. I forced myself to climb up to the 14th floor. I don't even know how I got there. The main burning area was still on the 13th floor at the moment, but the fire was spreading rapidly and would reach this floor soon. I leaned against the wall, sweating coldly all over. I had to overcome great fear to move forward. But I had to save Olivia. I couldn't let Ava down. I had to save Emma. I couldn't let this nice girl die like this. I opened the door of Emma's house. With a boom, the fire spread directly. The chandelier on the ceiling fell, separating Olivia and Emma. Daddy, Daddy, I'm scared. Daddy, save me. James, is that you? Is that you? As more debris fell, the two of them were completely separated by the flames. Olivia was near the door, and Emma was near the bedroom. I suppressed the fear in my heart and my brain was working at high speed, analyzing the situation in front of me. If I saved Olivia first and then came back, it would be easy to be too late to save Emma. If I saved Emma first and then tried to take Olivia out, it would be easy for all three of us to be unable to get out. Daddy, save me. James, save the child first. Can you hear me? Save Olivia first. What should I do? How should I choose? The tears that just flowed out were evaporated by the terrifying high temperature, and the surrounding flames constantly eroded my confidence. The building around me changed. I wasn't in Emma's house anymore. I was in another fire scene. At that time, I was still a captain. That woman was on fire all over her body. My fire-resistant suit had long been burned through. I wanted to save her, but she desperately dodged. That woman was afraid that the flames on her body would hurt me, and she was also afraid that I would lose my life because of saving her. She just kept dodging like that. I told her to stay still, but she didn't listen. When there was really nowhere to hide from me, she jumped out of the window. Since then, I've suffered from severe post-traumatic stress disorder. I started to be afraid of fire. After being afraid of fire, naturally, I couldn't be a firefighter anymore. Now, in front of my eyes, it seemed that I saw Emma. Emma was like that woman, on fire all over her body, screaming and wailing. No, that wasn't Emma. That was Olivia. It was Olivia who was burned. Daddy! Olivia's shout woke me up. Save the child. Can you hear me? Save the child. Emma also shrieked hoarsely from the other side. Emma, I'm sorry. You must wait for me to come back. You must. I picked up Olivia and ran. Looking at Olivia, I felt that I wasn't afraid anymore. I succeeded. I successfully rescued someone from the sea of fire. I don't have to regret it or blame myself. I saved her. When I reached the 9th floor, I met my comrades who came to relieve us. I handed Olivia to one of my comrades. I took another comrade and quickly returned to the 14th floor. When I got back to Emma's house, the whole room was in a sea of fire. I'll go in. You stay here and assist. I gestured to my comrade. I rushed into the sea of fire and found Emma. I put the oxygen mask on her. Emma, don't be afraid. I'm here. I'll take you out right away. Don't be afraid. Although I knew she couldn't hear me, I still had to say it, which was also a comfort to myself. Just as we were about to go out, the door collapsed. I braced myself against the doorframe with my shoulder and, facing the heat wave, handed Emma to the comrade outside the door. I couldn't hold on any longer. I stepped back, and the doorframe completely collapsed. I was sealed in the room. I couldn't get out. Emma, help me take good care of Olivia. I shouted towards the outside of the door. She should be able to hear me, right? There was already a burnt smell coming from my fire-resistant suit. I knew I couldn't hold on for much longer. I collapsed on the ground. This time, it wasn't because of fear but because of exhaustion. After saving Olivia, I wasn't afraid of fire anymore. There was fire around me, but I didn't feel too hot. There were big blisters on my arms, but I didn't feel too much pain. Looking at the flames spreading on the ceiling, it seemed that I saw Ava. I saw her waving at me. You woman, you never tell the truth. Unlike me, I keep my word. I said I'd take care of the child for you, and I will. I hope Emma could hear what I said to her at last. Even if she couldn't hear it, with Emma's personality, she would take good care of Olivia, right? Thinking of this, I waved my hand towards Ava. She smiled at me and left. I turned my head and saw sparks flying around the door. My teammates were frantically smashing the door. Guys, if you can't save me, don't try. You must ensure your own safety first. I'm tired. I'll take a nap first.